right. So Nintendo had their first direct of the year of 2026, and people have opinions about it. And so do we. So we're going to break down what we think about Nintendo's partner direct this February and what we think they could have done better, what we love to see. But before we get into that, let's see how everyone's doing. Slam, how's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. Been playing a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I was just waiting for Dragon Quest VII to drop because I knew that was going to just take over my life, right? But as you know, I've been playing a lot of Trails of Cold Steel 2, right? Because I finished Trails of Cold Steel 1. I jumped straight into 2 because the cliffhanger at the end of 1 is just oh my. Okay, it just makes you want.
Blows your mind.
Yeah, it really blows your mind. I am 13, maybe 15 hours into Cold Steel 2. I'm pretty far, but they did away with the chapters and they're in like acts now with different parts, and they're not really clear on like when a new part starts or whatever. So like I'm far into the game. I'm in the Nord Highlands, you know, meeting up with
I know where you're at.
Meeting up with some crew. Creepy grandpa's back.
Man won't stop.
Yeah, he is just at it. Okay. Like as soon as he appears, he's got something creepy to say every time. And so yeah, that's where I'm at. And I'm really enjoying it. It's gonna get put on hold just for a little bit while I review a couple of games that I'm playing. So look out for that. I've got review codes for a couple of things that I'm working on at the moment. My Dragon Quest VII Reimagined review will be up, but I'm going to 100% this game first. So be sure to check out my Dragon Quest VII, like my history with this game. I just put up a video for that one. This gives you a lot of context into where I'm coming from and my personal perspective on this game and where it sits in the series and basically why I love it so much. And it'll give you a good idea of where I'm coming from when my final review hits. I want to go over things like what's missing from Reimagined and what they changed, because a lot has changed. And so, yeah, be on the lookout for that. And then I'm also playing a bunch of Neo 3. So I will have something up for that as well.
Cool. Exciting stuff. Definitely check out Slam's Dragon Quest video. It has a sassy headline, sassy title. We love those. So give it a watch if you haven't already. Brandon, how are you doing? Looks like there's a bit of a change of scenery for you this week.
Yeah, so just in case anybody's wondering, I'm not hosting because I'm on vacation, so I'm just here for the ride. I'm not even sure if the internet's going to work, frankly, so we're just going to see how this rolls. I am on a cruise with my parents and some friends from church. Shout-outs to Peter and Mariah. Peter regularly gets excited about how famous he is now because I keep shouting him out. So, yeah.
Shout out to Peter.
I was playing Dragon Quest. Yeah, shout outs. I was playing Dragon Quest. Not Dragon Quest, sorry. Legend of Dragoon. Not the same game. But that is on my PS5, and I decided not to bring my portable PS1 and the discs to the original game because you never know with travel, and I just don't want to mess around, you know? So I have been playing on my Switch 2 here, right next to me, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. And actually, from the Direct today, I'll just say this now, when they announced the Captain Tsubasa game, the first thing that came to mind was Tsubasa from, you know, basically every time they yell her name in Tokyo Mirage Sessions. So
that's amazing.
Did I say Xanadu earlier?
No, I think you said Mirage.
Xanadu is also in my mind.
You said
okay. I said okay.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that later.
There's a lot of things happening.
We'll get into that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah. So doing good over here. Been traveling the world and seeing a bunch of cool islands and looking for nerdy things on these islands, but apparently there's just no nerd audience. So there are occasional like Pikachu or Mario stuffed animals, but I'm, just not having much luck. So got to deal with shells and other fun things instead. So yeah, that's how it's going for me. How's it going for you, Max?
Yeah, it's going. Just we're in February. Can't believe we're already a month, 2 months into this year. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It goes by so fast. So yeah, but I'm playing two games right now, just kind of like going back and forth between them. I'm making more progress in Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, and that's been super
Let's go.
fun. I've been trying to like
the karate chops, dude. Every time.
It's gonna be so much chopping. Just like my Fire Emblem units, they're chopping through everything.
That's right. Get them, Mags. Get them. Let's go.
Yeah, so that game's been so much fun. Honestly, like it's been a great, I mentioned this in the last episode, it's been just a great game to play like after Trails Beyond the Horizon, because it's much more of just like a more contained experience where you have your combat and then your story, and it's just kind of the same pattern and it just flows so well. And I'm getting through the story. There's been a lot of like cool like twists and turns. But I have to say, probably my favorite part is just seeing how Ike reacts to everything in this game, because he is such just like this normal, no nonsense guy, like super awesome, like super strong and capable. But like he is just like, he does not understand all of this like political like foolishness happening. And so it's fun to see him react to it. And it's also just refreshing because he's just like, stop being dumb. Like, stop treating people horribly, please. And if you don't stop, I'm going to do something about it. And that's typically how you end up in the situations that you're in. And so I love that. I just think he's like a great, like, hero, kind of an unconventional hero in Fire Emblem, like you were talking about in the pre-show, Brandon. Like, he doesn't really fit the mold of a lot of the protagonists that we see. But that's part of the reason why he's so cool, is that he is just a bit different and he's just a normal guy. He is him.
Yeah.
So,
he's a dude. He's a guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's fun. The game's been really fun. I hope to finish it in the next week or so, just to kind of like move on from that. But it's been a great experience playing it so far. And then I also started playing Dispatch on Switch 2. So that's been a lot of fun. Definitely a change of pace, because it's much more of a narrative adventure style game versus like a traditional RPG experience. And you have to make choices, and they're timed and they're very difficult. Like, I'm always just like, what do I even decide like between these two options? So that's been a lot of fun. It's kind of like a superhero workplace comedy is essentially the premise. Like, the protagonist is a superhero, but he's kind of like Iron Man, where like he doesn't have powers, he has the suit. But then he loses the suit and has to take up a job as a dispatcher for supervillains who are trying to be rehabilitated. And so he sends them, like, a lot of the gameplay beyond the choice mechanic is that you are having to send certain heroes to fix certain problems in your like area. And you have to decide based on their skills and their stats. And sometimes it goes well, and sometimes they totally fumble the bag and it's a disaster. And so he's just trying to like help these kind of this group of like misfits really turn their life around. So there's kind of like that going on, and you build relationships with your coworkers. So it's been a lot of fun. And this is one that my husband is watching me play, and like I'll make a decision. He's like, why did you do that? But there's also times where he's like, I knew you were going to do that. Like, he's like, none of your choices surprised me. But like we butted heads about some choices. And so that's been fun to just get to play that alongside him and just kind of see what his commentary is. So it's been fun. Totally.
That's awesome.
Sounds like we've all been playing some super fun things, which is good. But now we have even more fun things to play coming down the pipeline from this direct.
What a great transition.
Beautiful.
Totally not planned.
Not choppy at all.
No. This is.
That's right. Get it, Mag.
Anyway. So before we go down the list of this is just such fun energy we have in this episode, I have to say. Before we go down the list of games that were revealed at the direct or talked about at the direct, because there were a lot of games we already knew about, we thought it would be good to kind of just give each of our own like general consensus about it and like how we would grade it just from an overall perspective before we kind of get into the details. So Brandon, what is your general consensus and grade like for the direct that we saw today?
Yeah, so I overall walked away feeling very positive about it. I liked a lot of the games that we saw. I'm excited about a lot of these games, and honestly, like seeing a lot of what was shown here come to the Switch 2 is pretty freaking cool. Like I've said before, you know, we're kind of the audience that has a bunch of the consoles, if not all of the consoles, and so we sometimes don't think about like specific platform game availability because we could just go to a different console, right?
True.
But for those who just have a Switch 2 or they're looking to get a Switch 2, they're in the Nintendo ecosystem and they don't have a PS5, they don't have an Xbox or a Steam Deck or something like that. This is a lot of good stuff. That being said, I was concerned in our predictions video that this might, or episode, that this might be a case where we see a lot of stuff that we already knew about and nothing really new. And that's kind of what we got. There's a few new announcements, but there was no big splash, it feels like, unless you're super excited about Indiana Jones, which maybe some people are. So I think overall it would be hard for me to give it anything above a B, because it, like, nothing here really blew my mind, but I was still like, man, this is a good lineup. This is a really solid like start to the Switch 2, getting this third-party support and seeing all of these games. So I don't know, I'd give it like a B, maybe like a B minus. Still very, very positive about it, but that's where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, totally fair. I think valid criticism, as well as highlighting like kind of why it's good as well. What do you think, Slam?
Yeah, I think I echo a lot of what Brandon said. This seems like a lot of games that, especially, you know, people like us have already played on other platforms. But I think a lot of the announcements for the games that were coming to the Switch 2 are aimed directly at us, right? So it's hard for me not to give it a B. For that reason, I can't give it above a B because there just weren't enough new game announcements. When you go to a direct, sure, we want the ports and everything else. We expect that, especially with partner direct. But I also really do expect a few brand new games, brand new announcements of things we don't know about yet. And unfortunately, we really didn't get much of that.
Yeah, I think I kind of feel a lot of the same things that you all do. I mean, I think that, yes, this was a very like JRPG centric packed direct, and we love to see that. I love to see that. I honestly felt like almost every game, I was like, oh my gosh, it's another JRPG. Like I was watching this in my office with a coworker and I just kept being like, it's another one. And she was like, oh my gosh. So it was fun. And like, I love to see that because I don't think that we always get that sort of thing in a gaming showcase. Like we'll watch showcases all the time where there's like no JRPGs. So like it is cool to see so many like packed into one showcase like this. But at the same time, like, yeah, there wasn't a lot of new stuff. And I think we're just kind of in this weird like time right now where there are just so many games that never came to a Nintendo console, and now they have the ability to, because the Switch 2 is more powerful. And so I just think for a while we are going to just kind of see like a backlog of games that we may have already played just kind of hit the Switch 2 in waves.
For
right?
sure.
Like Brandon's on a cruise, like the waves he's on. We're just going to see that continue to happen. And until like that's caught up, like that may be like a big focus for Nintendo and for developers. And then hopefully my hope is that like as that's happening, we'll also start to see more day and date games like come to the Switch 2 like right away. And there will be a good balance of that. So even though like right now it's just like, man, this is a lot of ports, this is a lot of stuff we've already played. Like I think that this is a sign to me that like we're also going to get another direct probably soon that's going to have more first party and more heavy hitters. And this is just kind of like Nintendo getting all of this stuff out because there is going to be a continued backlog of ports for a while, just as we start to catch up from where the Switch just couldn't run a lot of these games. So
yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Nintendo's going to be playing catch up for a while to kind of prove the Switch 2, right? Like, hey, before a bunch of these games didn't come to the Switch because none of them could run on that thing. So now we're trying to push the message that the Switch 2 is powerful and it can do all of these cool things. And now we're going to prove it to you by bringing all the stuff we missed over, right? So I think you're 100% on point.
Yeah, and I would say, I guess my grade, I would give it a B, because I think like I loved seeing all the Japanese representation, both with like JRPGs, but also with like the more like visual novel or other experiences like Orbitals. Like we just got so many cool games from Japanese devs in this direct. That was really cool to see. But again, like I feel like for it to be an A, we really needed like maybe like 2 more just like big announcements, because we just didn't
Persona
really
6
a lot,
you know.
Yeah, Persona 6. Xenoblade Warriors, right? Slam's most
Xenoblade
anticipated
Warriors game. Oh man, Slam would be so freaking excited about that. Xenoblade Warriors, he's been dreaming of that game.
I warned Slam I was going to do that, so he can't.
She
complain about
totally
it too
did.
much.
She really did. Look, I'm not the hugest fan of Warriors games. Okay, I haven't played a couple of them, sure, but I like RPGs, and Warriors are just not that.
I don't know, man. You know, Slam, you say things like you're not a fan of Warriors games, but then you beat the Warriors game. You're actually, I think, the only one in this crew so far that's actually beat Age of Imprisonment. And then you say things like, I haven't played tactics games, but then he plays all the tactics games. Yeah, like, I don't know.
That's
I don't
what
know
I was
about
going to say, too.
Look,
and you can't tell me that you wouldn't buy it if it was announced.
I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. I never played Fire Emblem Warriors.
Well, that's because there was something else coming out and you got distracted, you know? That happens to you sometimes. It's okay. We forgive you.
That happens to you sometimes.
Oh my goodness. Well, on that note, why don't we go down the list of games
on that note
that were announced? And you know, there may be some that we talk about more than others, obviously, if we're more interested in them, but we'll just go down the line just in order of when they appeared in the direct and go from there. So kicking it off is Orbitals. So this game looks awesome. Love kind of the old school anime aesthetic. Love that it's co-op and that you only one person has to own it to play it.
Yeah, I
mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, I loved how they showed so much more of like how that's gonna play into the actual gameplay loop and experience too. I've been singing the praises of Orbitals for a long time now. Love the look and feel of this game, and what they showed in the trailer definitely seemed like they're putting a lot of thought and effort into how this, you know, co-op structure is constructed.
Yes. It looks good. And I love kind of like how a lot of the gameplay is tailored around manipulating the environment. So you have like the flame gun that melts the ice, and then you have the fire gun or the ice or water gun to like cool down like lava spots. And so it's like you kind of work together to like make the environment feasible so that you can keep going.
Yeah, that was so cool. And the art style, I love how, so a lot of these games with these art styles, they don't carry it through to like the moment to moment gameplay. It's literally just like a cutscene thing.
Yes.
This beautiful, amazing, striking art style. Okay.
Yeah.
Is carried through to the moment to moment gameplay. The game always looks this amazing, which is great to see. In all honesty, I'm excited for it.
I've struggled to like get in on some of the co-op games. I like them in concept, and I probably would enjoy playing them if I picked them up. But this is the first one that I'm like, I'm gonna pick this one up. I need to find a player too, but we'll make it happen because this one looks like it. It's just fantastic looking, and I do love the Switch game share feature where it's just one person needs to own it and then you can play it with someone else. That's awesome. That's great. So
I love that too.
Very excited about this one. Yeah.
Yes. And that one is supposed to come in summer 2026. I do want to make sure to highlight all of the release dates or windows that was revealed, because we didn't know initially this game was announced at the Game Awards, but it didn't have it. It just had 2026, I think. Yeah. So now we have a window, which is awesome.
I know it's coming soon.
Yeah, summer will be here before we know it. So next on the list was Paranormicite, The Mermaid's Curse, coming out February 19th. This was actually a total like announcement.
Yeah.
Like we didn't know about this game.
Yeah.
So did either one of you play the first Paranormicite?
I did not.
I wanted
I didn't
to.
either.
I never got to
I
it.
wanted to as well. Yeah, I heard really great things about the gameplay and about the narrative specifically, and so I'd really like to pick it up just so that I could play both of these.
This
honestly,
made me want to pick it up because I want to want to get prepared for this one.
And I don't know if they're necessarily connected. I don't think that like that was stated, but just to kind of get an idea of what this game is like, I think the first one is pretty cheap on the eShop right now. So if you're curious about this type of game, you could pick it up.
Brandon
like
is buying it right now. He's buying it right now. How much does it cost, Brandon? Yeah, let's check. Tell me.
No, I thought about it and then I realized that if I do anything else to the internet, I could jeopardize the entire episode. I decided
it's like
not
a very
jeopardize the entire episode. Dude.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, but it looks good.
I love this game.
I think I love a good mystery game. I don't know about y'all. Like, I know we mainly play JRPGs here, but it's good to have kind of like a break sometimes. And like this kind of game was a good 100%. Palate cleanser for that sort of thing. So I'm excited and I might check out the first one if I have some time and then jump into this one.
It's on sale right now.
It's
75% off. I'm buying it.
Brandon's going to buy it and
I'm literally
we don't lose him. Hopefully we don't lose.
I'm jeopardizing for video games. I mean, if there was ever a reason to jeopardize,
There you go. But yeah,
Purchased.
So this one looks good. $5. What a steal. But I think this is
first,
cool.
Folks.
Yeah. I think this one looks cool. It's Square Enix, and I love to see them kind of branch out and do kind of cool games like this, because this just normally isn't what we see from them. I played a game from them a couple of years ago. It was so cool. It was called The Centennial Case of Shijima Story, and it was like a mystery, but it also had like live action scenes as well, and it like blew my mind. It was so much fun. So I'm glad that they're still kind of doing things like this. So super cool to see.
I like adventure games.
Right. Yeah, I actually have that physical version of that game, and I wanted to play that one too, but
you have to play that. So if and when you do play it, use the Japanese dub, because the English voices are a little rough in that one, but there's subtitles. But it's so good. It's such a good mystery, and I love that game. So good stuff.
Wait, I think I bought the game already. No.
Paranormicite.
It just said direct download. Maybe that's just telling me that's what would happen. Well, Brandon came
surprise
prepared.
me if you had already bought it.
Brandon came prepared.
There you go. All right, so the next game on the list is Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters with a 2026 release window. So this is like a Bandai Namco soccer series. I'll admit I don't know a ton about this, but I loved the like animation and the art style. It looked really cool.
Yeah, I always wanted.
Do y'all have any experience about?
I always wanted to play the first one. I did. Okay. It's like a sports RPG, is my understanding. Like it's got a story and like skill trees.
It's like a
and
soccer anime type thing.
It's definitely a unique take on sports, the sports genre of games. And yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to try it for sure, dude.
It looks like it's also based on an manga series. Yeah, it is. Yes. So that's cool. I think a lot of people who may have played
this one, but
what?
I was just going to say I know nothing about this one. It's just Tsubasa again just has me thinking of Tokyo Mirage Sessions and so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, let us know in the comments if you really like this game or the series, whether you've read the manga, watched anime, or played any of the former games, because it looks cool and we'd love to learn more about it. All right, the next one is Tokyo Scramble, which is actually coming out February 11th. So
that's
next
super
week.
Soon, yeah.
So what did y'all think about this one?
I thought it was really interesting.
I think that's my thought on it too. I don't know
it's like stealth.
I don't know if
experience.
It's for me, because I'm pretty particular with my stealth games. Like I like Metal Gear Solid. But I think like the stealth has to be like really creative in its execution for me to be interested in it. Otherwise, I kind of get frustrated.
Okay, that's fair.
But we'll see. You know, I mean, it comes out soon. If you know, impressions are positive, I might jump into it, give it a try.
Yeah, I think
thoughts?
for me, this one was interesting because I don't know. At first, I was like, I don't know. I see female protagonists in a scary setting, and I'm like, Parasite Eve. You know, I'm just immediately always jumping to Parasite Eve. But the dinosaur monster things, this is just really weird and
it
unique.
is weird.
I like the idea of doing something weird and unique in general like this. I love stealth games. I don't know how I feel about being chased by random T-Rexes under Tokyo without any more context. So yeah, it's one of those, like, I'm interested to see what the reviews are like, what the impressions are like. Could be one of those, like, hey, maybe you can finish the game in 5 to 10 hours and, you know, you pick it up later in the year when it's spooky season or something. But like, I don't know. I may not pick it up right away, but I like seeing developers take risks and do weird things because we don't have enough of that these days. So in that sense, I'm like, word, let's go. This is super weird. I don't understand it. And that's exactly what I like to see. Let's get more of this.
Yeah. I don't think I'll play this one because stealth games stress me out. But I know that there is an audience for this, and I do think it's cool because it just looks different. And it's good to see things like that. And I also thought something was interesting in the trailer as well. It was like there was some sort of like co-op feature where like another player could assist you with something as you were like navigating whatever labyrinth was underneath Tokyo. So I feel like it might be cool to learn, like, when reviews come out, perhaps like how that works, and like if there is more of like a team or co-op experience that might make this even more unique. So yeah,
that
it's
honestly
cool.
seemed kind of confusing to me because all of the controls that you can get were like, I don't know, it was almost like, was this like designed for Twitch or something where you can give someone else control over like character movement and things like that and make it like hilarious and crazy and interesting or something? I don't know. It was an interesting implementation of co-op that you don't see very often.
Yeah, it definitely was. So I'd just be interested to see how that worked. Like, I would watch someone play this versus playing it myself.
I did like I do want to say I liked the soundtrack for the trailer. I thought it was cool. It was a vibe.
It was a vibe. All right. Well, let's move on to Valheim, which is coming out.
I think this is cool.
2026. Honestly, this game reminded me like a little bit of Ark, but with Vikings.
Yes, so
in a Viking aesthetic.
This had like a real big like outing on PC for a long time. Like, this was the hottest thing on in video games for a long stretch there for a while. Tons of people were doing all kinds of cool stuff with this game. I mean, I love in the trailer for this, like, they're like, oh, you can build a fire inside the house. But did you think of ventilation and then you died? Because like that
smoke ventilation killed you.
That was so funny. But like, you can do all kinds of cool stuff, you know, like, it is a very much like a survival game, but you can like build anything you want, do anything you want. It's like just a complete open playground. And having that on a handheld is ideal for me. So I feel like I probably would play that. For sure. I think that's cool. I think it was a cool announcement and definitely a surprise because I was not expecting this to come to Switch 2.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. There's nothing much to add for that one. This one was really interesting because I remember the hype. I remember some people in particular who were super excited about playing the game and were showing it to me, trying to talk me into it, but I was just kind of like, like, I'm not really getting, you know, a lot of PC games unless it's like JRPGs in general, but them bringing it to the Switch. And they said there's co-op in this one too.
There is, it's a big multiplayer thing. Yeah, we could all get in there and play it, you know.
cause a bunch of chaos.
I mean, forget Animal Crossing.
We got Valheim.
That's true. We can make a fire and then not forget a
suffocate
chimney.
each other.
And suffocate each other in the house.
Right, there you go.
I mean, not suffocate each other. Right.
Yeah, no,
it's pretty cool though. Like, yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah. I've heard a lot of really good things about that game. And because of how much versatility there is in what you can do and how you build and what you design, like there's just a ton of stuff that you can do in this game. Like sky's the limit kind of a thing. So it sounds like it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think it's cool because like a lot of people, if they don't have a PC, this is going to be a great chance for them to jump in. And if it's where you're like, you have a Switch too, a lot of your friends have a Switch too, it's like the perfect opportunity to play something like this. So it's cool. All right. So the next couple of things we got were Switch 2 editions of certain games. So we got a Switch 2 edition of Hollow Knight, and then a Switch 2 edition of eFootball Kickoff. Any thoughts on either of those?
So we're just going to talk about Hollow Knight then, because, you know.
Yeah, I don't think we have any thoughts on eFootball.
Okay.
Hollow Knight I'm actually excited about because I have been putting that off for a while and I'd like to get into it. Okay. And having a Switch 2 edition gives me an excuse to jump in. And I have to say, like, you know, you hear mixed back and forth about having Switch 2 editions of things, but I do generally think it's a good move.
Especially if it's free.
Do I want to see a direct?
Yes.
Yeah. Do I want to see a direct full of Switch 2 editions? Like, no, we don't need that, right? But something like Hollow Knight, where we have Hollow Knight 2, they're both these legendary games. It's, I don't know, it's a cool thing to be like, hey, remember, there's this awesome game. It's much better than it was, and now it's available, and if you have it, you can get a free upgrade. That's pretty sweet. So this one I'll probably pick up.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed to Switch 2 editions of anything if they're free. And, you know, I mean, like, for those who haven't played Hollow Knight, it's got better, you know, upgraded resolution, better frame rate. I mean, there's a lot of games that I've gone back to that are Switch 1 games and try to play them on my Switch 2, expecting them to look and play well, and they really don't. Like, really, really don't. That's and then fair. I'm just like, I don't want to play this. So the Switch 2 edition, like, I know a lot of people don't like echo that thought from, you know, about like having the upgraded frame rate and resolution, but I think that it has deterred me from replaying some of my Switch 1 games. Like, you know, I'll jump into a Switch, like Switch 1 version on my Switch 2 of a game and be like, oh, I want to play this, but I don't know, this looks really ugly. And I don't. So, like, if you're going to give me all the Switch 2 versions, you know what I mean? Like, if they're free, you know, awesome. Yeah. So that's where I stand on it. Yeah.
This isn't a type of game that I would typically play, but it is cool to see an upgrade for free, and it's available today.
Yep.
So it's always cool when they can do that and just provide it immediately to folks. And then as far as eFootball Kickoff, that's supposed to come in the summer. We don't really have anything else to say about that one, but the next one, pretty exciting stuff. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, is coming June 18th.
I knew he was going to karate chop. Like, yeah, so I love that we got a release date announcement, first of all, because I was really itching to know when this one was coming so I could like actually like kind of plan this out, because this is going to be a big game for me.
Schedule it out in your year.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I loved the trailer. It like even like just gives off the overall feeling and aesthetic that you're going to get from this game. And I know they released
the demo.
Yeah.
Like the demo was like one location, and the demo was super cool, and they're like, oh, go to this time and this time and this time and this time. And
I don't know about you, but it made me feel like the game might be a lot like longer and like larger scale than I had thought, because I did play through the demo. 100%. I don't know, like a few weeks ago, like maybe a month ago. And I was like, this seems like a nice kind of like little bite-sized little action puzzle HD 2D game. But after seeing this trailer, does not feel like that. This feels like a humongous, like it feels like it's probably going to be a pretty big game. And I mean, it should be, because I mean, look at the price of that collector's edition.
It's pretty expensive.
It's pretty expensive. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Seemed reasonable to me.
Yeah, he already bought it. How do you feel about Adventures of Elliot, Mags?
I'm not sure if it's quite my thing. You can't fire me because I'm hosting.
Oh, we're not doing that, Mags. It's never going to happen. All
okay.
Right?
No, I mean, I think it looks cool, but it's just, as far as like JRPGs go that I want to play, it's just not, it doesn't really have what I really want in a game. So I'll probably skip it, but I do look forward to what y'all think about it. And, you know, maybe you'll convince me. You never know.
Did you ever play, I know you like Ease. Did you ever play like the old ones like Origin
I did play Origin.
And did you play, what was the...
Didn't love it.
Well, you didn't love it. Okay. What was the one, Ease Memoir I played last year?
Oh, I've not played that one.
Okay. So it's not that far off from Origin, but I feel like Adventures of Elliot kind of gave me a much more like large scale, refined. Oh, Brandon, he cut out. Internet.
Oh, we lost him.
No, Brandon, where'd you go, buddy?
So unfortunately, we lost Brandon. The ocean may have swept him away. We're not sure. Maybe he'll rejoin. We're not sure, but we hope he comes back. If not, we're thankful for the time we had with him, and he'll be back soon. But anyway, let's get back to just going through these games. So go ahead, Slam.
Sure. Yeah, I was talking about Adventures of Elliot and Ease Memoir, Ease Origin. Kind of like, it felt like, obviously those are older games, but it did feel like more action oriented with some puzzle solving and things like that. And I feel like if you were into those games, then maybe you might find something in Adventures of Elliot. I don't know if you played the demo at all.
I didn't, no, because I wasn't sure it was for me. But I don't know. I mean, I'm always up for giving things a chance too. So
I would recommend it. Like this one doesn't take a lot. Like the demo doesn't take a long time to build up. So I think you can probably just play it for an hour and get a good idea of that, if that's something that you're interested in or not. I know with some like RPGs, the demo, like you'll play for like 2 hours and not much happens. But I think you'll get a good idea of like the feel of what they're going for within like the first hour or so of the demo.
Cool. I'm just super happy for you and Brandon though, because I know this is like kind of a big anticipated title.
For
so
sure.
You won't have to wait much longer for it, which is exciting. So good stuff. That's the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, out June 18th. And it's not just on Switch too. It's also coming to PS5 and PC, if I recall correctly.
That's correct,
so it's multi-plat, which is great.
I'll be playing it on the Switch too, though.
Yes. So the next thing was Super Bomberman Collection, which is actually out today.
I think that's so cool, to be honest. I really...
It does look so cool.
Do you remember the Switch 1 launch, and there really wasn't much? Did you pick up Super Bomberman?
No.
I feel like that was like...
I
feel like that was a surprise hit, and I can't remember the exact name, like Super Bomberman R, maybe. But I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was like a ton of fun. And it was like a weird one. It was like, because there was Breath of the Wild, but there really wasn't much else. I picked up I Am Setsuna because obviously great JRPG, right? But I was
great
like,
soundtrack,
brand new console. I want to play like all of the launch games or whatever. And so I picked up Super Bomberman R, and I actually like got really kind of hooked and like addicted to that game. And some of the old school ones on here remind me of like my grandpa playing some of these games and stuff like that. Like I thought this was like a really cool move, like a nice little collection for fans of the series.
Yeah, it's kind of like a callback to the Switch's launch, and then it also is just a callback to like games that we played when we were a lot younger.
Yeah,
like it just has that like retro nostalgic feel to it. So
for sure,
super cool, and it's available today. So it's nice that they just kind of had some of those like nice shadow drops to throw in for sure. So the next one, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, coming June 3rd, which is pretty cool. I figured we would get a Rebirth date. I was not expecting so soon, just because we just got Remake back in January. So this is really cool to see. Are you going to pick it up on Switch too?
Yeah. Rebirth is one of my, I think, like, if you watch my channel and you've watched us on the podcast, you know that Rebirth is one of my all-time favorite games. Not just all-time favorite JRPGs, not favorite recent games. This is one of my all-time favorite games. I love Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I could play this 100 times over and not get tired of it. I love exploring. I love all the little side things. I know some people can feel like there's too much extras in this. I don't. I love all of it. Queen's Blood could keep me busy for hours. I think having this on a handheld is really cool. I'm definitely going to double dip. I'm definitely going to play Rebirth on the Switch. And I'm actually surprised at how quickly of a turnaround we're getting. We just got Remake on the Switch too, and I've dabbled in it, and I've played like quite a bit of it. Shout out to Square Enix for a code for that one. And I am shocked. This is easily one of the best ports on the Switch 2 console. I think it's up there with Cyberpunk 2077 and its quality of port.
Okay.
Like, this is unbelievable how they got this running. So I have all the confidence in the world that Rebirth is going to run great on the Switch 2. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
That's awesome. I know this game was beloved, especially for Final Fantasy fans. And I think from what I've heard, it's a big step up from Remake as well, just in terms of like story and content, combat all around. It is. And so I still need to play Rebirth, and I think I might actually play it.
You should.
On the Switch too.
I know you weren't the hugest fan of Remake. Yeah. Rebirth is very different.
I know.
Yeah.
And I want to give it a shot because like it's such an iconic game.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy VII is so iconic just on its own. And so I want to play it. And I think having it on the Switch 2 is better for me because I can just be more productive and like focused with a portable handheld because I can take it places and everything. So hearing that the Remake port is so good, I imagine this will kind of be the same quality. And that's exciting.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to picking it up and hopefully playing it soon on Switch 2 once it releases. So yeah, good stuff. And I wonder too, this brings up just one other thought, like because Remake and Rebirth have gotten to Switch 2 so quickly, do you think that there's a possibility or just a guarantee that the third one is going to be
I do
on like day and day for Switch 2?
I think it's just really interesting how much support Square Enix has thrown the Switch 2's direction.
That's true.
I mean, they have really just been putting everything on the Switch 2, and they've actually been promoting a lot of their stuff directly in these directs. To be honest, like if you see a partner direct or a Nintendo direct, you can almost guarantee Square Enix is going to be there in some capacity, which I really like to see. And I think that, I think really it's just about catching up. You know what I mean? And I think, the third iteration of this, I think, is probably a lock-in for date release on Switch 2.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
I hope so. I think that would be huge for fans and just great all around for the game.
Yeah.
So love it. All right. So the next thing is Pragmata, which releases April 24th. We kind of knew about this game. I think we kind of just more so got like a supplemental trailer and just kind of like another look at it to further the marketing for it. So you're going to play this one, right?
Yeah,
like,
I will.
Right at release.
Yep. So I love the vibe of this. It kind of reminded me of some like Kojima type stuff, if I'm being honest.
It has like a Death Stranding vibe.
Yeah.
A little bit. So
I was really into the music. I think it was first announced at a State of Play a long time ago.
I think you're right. So the fact that it's kind of crossed over into
the
Nintendo's
Switch,
marketing,
and it's been in
cool.
a couple of directs there. It's got an amiibo now, which Brandon totally called out. Shout out to Brandon for making the most crazy prediction of all and predicting the amiibo for Pragmata.
Crazy.
But
he called it.
What I loved a lot about this trailer was it showed some cool gameplay elements that make this game really unique. This hacking element to open up the enemies to actually be able to for combat to be engaged in. And I thought that was really cool. I thought it was interesting. I love it when a game tries to do different and new and innovative things in the realm of like action oriented combat.
Yes.
So I'm really excited. The story looks really interesting too.
It does. And they've not revealed too much about it. Like, I like when it's kind of like you have sort of an idea of a premise, but like you don't really know what's going to happen. Like, I think marketing is at its best when you do that and you don't give too much away.
Yeah. And it does have a demo out today.
That's right.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Yeah. I'm excited to, I will dive into that, play a little bit of it. I'm not huge on, I don't play a lot of demos unless it's really close.
You've mentioned that before.
To the launch of a game, because even with the Dragon Quest 7 demo, like I played it. I played through it to completion like almost twice and had to wait still like a month to play the game. So I'm like, it's tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that for sure.
But yeah, I'll play a little bit of it just to dabble in it because it is like a really interesting and kind of different type of game from a gameplay standpoint. So just want to see what it's about and kind of see how it plays. So yeah, I'll try it out.
Cool. Well, we'll look forward to your thoughts about it in the future, in a future episode. Stay tuned. All right. So the next one is Turok Origins, which is coming fall 2026. So I think this was an announcement. I don't think we actually knew about this one, right?
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think this is a brand new announcement. And while I'm not huge into the Turok games or really shooters for that matter, shout out to Turok fans because it looks kind of cool.
It does. It looks good. Like, it looks nice. So that's cool. Great for them. Even if we're not like experts on it, excited for y'all. Someone out there is super excited. So
for sure.
Happy for you. All right. Next we have
something
Kyoto
we
Xanadoo.
are experts on.
This was my highlight of the direct, I have to say. So Kyoto Xanadoo is coming out summer 2026. It is coming out for Switch 2, and then I believe Falcom confirmed PS5 and PC as well. So it's hitting all those platforms. And yeah, so we knew that like a Tokyo Xanadu sequel was coming
for a long time.
For a while. Like Falcom announced, they announced something with like some key art like 2 years ago. Silence, more silence, more silence. Then this year, or maybe it was like in December, they put like a Kyoto Xanadu like image on their calendar.
Yeah,
just threw it on there, and then people notice and they're like, like what's happening? And so of course, they also, like, we heard some kind of rumblings from Kondo as well that like, hey, we're going to announce something in February. And people were like, what's it going to be? But it seemed like the stars were aligning for Kyoto Xanadu. And that's what we have. So now we finally get a look at this game. And honestly, like, it's not what I expected.
It's not.
But I'm excited
for it too.
By it because like, it feels like Falcom is taking bits and pieces of like a lot of their games, like both from now and from the past, and like meshing them together in this game in like a really cool way. And so I just like seeing them do new things because I think sometimes they've gotten so caught up in like the Trails formula.
Yeah, exactly. Which I was going to get into.
Formula. Yeah. And I'll let you speak on that. Just they get bogged down. And so I think developing something like this must be like a breath of fresh air for developers. So I'm super happy to see that and like super intrigued by this. And I also can't believe we're getting this in the summer and second chapter in the fall.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like that's like, what is Falcom has like 70 employees. Like what in the world? Like this is so impressive to me. So yeah. So what were your kind of initial thoughts?
Yeah. So, I'm really excited about it. I loved everything I saw. I think this trailer was banging. It
totally was.
So I played Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, and I'm probably going to replay it again before this one comes out because
I'm going to play it for the first time.
Okay.
I ordered it today.
Let me know when you play it. I'll play it at the same time.
Okay.
We'll do like a little book club. Like look out for that. We'll do that as one of our episodes. You know, we're both going to play it.
Shout out to Lorok because I think he's going to do the same thing.
Really? Awesome. Yeah. So we're going to play this at the same time. Yeah. I played EX Plus, and I actually shout out to Tay from the Gaming Shelf because he's the one who convinced me to play it. I was like looking for a new JRPG to play. I think this was a couple of years ago, and maybe even more than that. But I was looking for a new JRPG to play. I came across one of his videos. And it was just like a random video about Tokyo Xanadu where he was just like, hey, he was like, hey, this game is actually like really good. You know, like guys, check it out. So like I watched the video And he hit on all the points that I really liked. And it does use a lot of that kind of Trails formula.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go into the dungeons are very Trails-esque. And the story is definitely different from Trails, right? It's the, I won't get into it, right? Because it's a little,
if you haven't played it,
I don't want to get into the story. We'll get into that deeper once we start replaying it. But it's really cool. And it does some really interesting elements. And since it's not tied to a bunch of other games, it's a little bit more fast paced. Right. So
it has room to be that way.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be like all this world building setup because it's in a series where everything's connected.
Exactly. And it was just cool to see that team do that. You know what I mean? And actually execute it really well. But what I liked from Kyoto Xanadoo was that these dungeons, instead of being that like Trails formula, actually look like Metroidvania type dungeons where you're like kind of side scrolling and like this anime-esque like aesthetic, which looked really cool and fun. And then it had the in-between moments that kind of looked like a visual novel type thing that it was doing. And then they had the big boss fights that were
like in full 3D
kind of like that you would get from like an Ease or Trails game or something like that. So yeah, it looks like they're just taking a bunch of different elements from all of their games and then like, you know, kind of meshing them into one experience. And it just looks like it's going to be so much fun. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited. This was the announcement of the show for me.
Yes, same.
I was mad hyped for Kyoto Xanadoo. And I was like, well, look out, Trails of Cold Steel. I gotta hit up Tokyo Xanadu and Kyoto Xanadu this year. Luckily, Tokyo Xanadu is not like a super long game, if I remember.
Oh, good. I was hoping it wasn't going to be.
How long to beat on it right now?
I looked it up today, actually. It said about like 50 to 60 if you do like main plus extras, which is typically how I play. Like I don't do like literally everything unless it's a Trails game. But like if you do like main and sides, it's kind of like 50 to 60 is what it said.
That's right. Main story is about 40 hours and then 50 to 60 for main and sides. Yeah.
Like some side content. So that I think that's reasonable, at least for JRPG standards. It's reasonable. So I'm looking forward to playing Tokyo Xanadu for the first time and then jumping into this whenever it may be. And I'm also interested to see, because I don't think we've gotten news yet on who's publishing it.
Yeah, that's true.
I know Axis published Tokyo Xanadu initially, and then they also published the kind of like new Switch port that came out a couple of years ago that had the new localization.
EX Plus or whatever.
EX Plus. Well, it was like EX Plus, and then they also had a new localization just for the Switch version.
For the Switch version. I played the Switch version. It's actually really good. It performs pretty well.
So I'm super excited. I ordered the Switch copy today just to like have it ready. And I'm super excited though. I just think this is really cool. This is Falcom pulling in stuff from like Ys, from Trails, from Nayuta, which was a game that initially released on the PSP and is now available on all platforms, but it has kind of that side scrolling esque experience too. So I just think this is so cool. And it's also neat to see them use this engine that they've used for the Daybreak games and for the Sky remake and for Ys 10, using it in kind of some different ways and really putting it through its paces. So this is so cool. I can't wait to see more from this one.
Definitely.
Yes. So next on the list is another exciting announcement, and that is that Digimon Story Time Stranger is coming to Switch 2 on July 10th.
This is where this game belongs, man. I played it
100%
on the PS5 for review. I got a review copy. Shout out to Bandai for doing that. And I didn't quite I put a ton of time in this game, maybe 30 or so hours. And I didn't quite finish it. There's a lot to do.
And it's a big game.
If you get really into it, this game can take a really long time. And so I probably will pick it up on Switch 2 and then actually finish it. Because I just felt the whole time I was playing it, I really was like, man, I wish I had this. Like, I wish this game was on Switch.
I know. And I was surprised initially when it was announced that it wasn't coming to Switch or Switch 2. And I guess maybe it was a dev kit situation. Like maybe Bandai just didn't have enough time.
Need some time on that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's perfect for Switch. Switch 2. And like, honestly, I put off playing it last year because I was like, I know it's going to come to Switch 2 at some point. So I decided to hold off, and now it'll be here in July. So I'm super excited to pick that one up. I love Digimon, and I heard such great things about it too. So
it's really good. And they actually added performance elements to this one too, like performance options. You can choose 4K 60 or no, 4K 30.
4K 30.
And docked, or you could choose 1080 60.
1080 60.
Which is cool.
Might depend on like what part of the game you're playing.
Yeah.
Like if you're in combat versus exploring, like you could fiddle with the modes, but it's nice that they're both available.
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited for that one. Also coming in July is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink on July 9th, which I just felt like this was just like JRPG. Like we're just like, it was like we were hitting them all.
Yeah.
And it was great. So yeah, I played Relink, I think right at release on PS5, and I enjoyed it. I wasn't the biggest fan because I thought it was going to be a bit more story focused than it was. And I think maybe I just didn't understand what the game was supposed to be, but I enjoyed what I played of it. And I do think it is a good fit for Switch 2. And it was nice that it was bundled with like the additional content update as well.
Yeah, I think funny story. This is one of the like earliest reviews I did for my channel. You know, I was pretty small, and I did a review for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink on my channel. And I'll be honest, this was a total surprise hit for me. Like I went in thinking, this will be just like a fun action JRPG or whatever. And I became obsessed with it because the different characters all have vastly different play styles. Like you could
absolutely
swap between them and have like a completely different experience. And I loved that. And then you could get into like the main story was beatable very quickly.
It was short. Yes.
But you could get into all this extra content of going through and like playing with like the different characters and stuff and doing like post game stuff. And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that one. And I think that this expansion is brand new. I think this was an announcement.
This was a total reveal, like with the expansion. So that's exciting. I know for people who've been sticking with the game since it released. So
I'll come back to it for the expansion for sure.
Yeah. Will you play it on Switch 2, or do you think you'll just go back to...
I'll probably play it on Switch 2. I prefer, like a lot of JRPGs, I do prefer to play on the Switch 2 because like, you know, I like to grind and stuff like that. And so
just when you're like anywhere. Yeah, I get that.
So, and these aren't like, you know, like these huge graphical powerhouses. Like, I mean,
you don't need something
Resident
like that,
Evil 9, for example. I'm playing that on my PS5. 100%. But
totally understandable. Cool. Well, continuing the JRPG sequence that this direct had, Monster Hunter Stories 3. Twisted Reflection, March 13th. We got a demo today, which is super exciting. I actually plan on checking that one out for a little bit. I probably won't play a lot because like you, I don't want to like play something and then have to wait like a month to play the rest of it.
I want to see how it runs on the Switch.
I do too.
Yeah,
I want to see how it runs. I want to see the character creator because honestly, like that's one part of these games that I love.
The art style is so cool.
It's so cool. I love it. And I love that this game just like, it's just an upgrade all around from Stories and then Stories 2. Like with each iteration, they've like bumped it, but this is like a bigger bump.
Yeah, this is a reset or something.
Yeah.
Man, like they're putting it in. They're like, people are going to like get invested in Stories. So
I think so. I plan on spending a lot of time on this one. I'm excited to see kind of just like how it compares to the previous entries and how it kind of goes above and beyond. And I think it's just a perfect game for Switch 2.
Yeah.
Like I'll play this one portably like a ton.
Yeah, me too.
Like I can see myself doing that. So the demo's out if you want to check it out early and just see if it's for you. And yeah, it's exciting. Like this is going to be a really good one, I think.
I agree. I'm with you on that one.
Awesome. Okay. So we have next Console Archives and Arcade Archives 2, Today and Beyond, which comes out February 26th.
There were some
So this is
cool
like a bundle
ones.
of different games in this. It's a collection of more so like arcade retro style games.
They had like Ninja Gaiden 2 in there. They had
Doraemon was in there.
Yeah. They had some cool ones in there. I mean, it's not, I probably won't check it out, but I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it had Sonic Wings Special, so that Sonic game, it's got some cool stuff, especially if like you played a lot of these
Old
maybe in
school,
your
yeah.
childhood and want to play them again. It's a cool collection for that. All right, so now we have the Sizzle reel, which had a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of like go down the line here. So first was Scott Pilgrim EX, which I love the art style for this, but I've not played any of the Scott Pilgrim.
I actually
games.
have, and it's good. I like that one.
Okay.
I like the little beat 'em ups. They're fun.
Yeah,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and like, yeah, I like those.
I've played Double Dragon. I played that one for a little bit. That was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then we have Another Eden Begins, which will get a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which is summer 2026. So this was a mobile game.
Yeah.
And now it's coming to
Switch and PC.
Switch 2 and PC.
Yeah.
And I don't think we have a ton of information on it, but I wonder if it's going to kind of follow the trend that we've seen with like Octopath Traveler 0 and Atelier Resleriana, where it's like a mobile game that was kind of like morphed into a single player experience for consoles.
Yeah.
So
I think that Octopath Traveler 0 did a good job of like kind of making it feel more like the console versions of those games than the mobile version. Another Eden Begins has some really heavy, like good developers behind it, but I just don't like the mobile aesthetic. I like look at it and I can't get past it. Even if the game's great, it's hard for me to like. I mean, even with Fantasian, which also did a really good job of removing all those mobile elements, still had that a little bit, and it was like driving me nuts, you know. So I have a hard time with it personally, but maybe I'll give it a go.
I saw a lot of people excited for this, maybe because they enjoyed the mobile game, but perhaps just didn't like the mobile like monetization aspect of it. So there is like some potential there for it to just be more user friendly, more consumer friendly for folks who enjoyed it that maybe just didn't vibe with those elements that the predatory practices that mobile games can have. So hopefully we find out more about that one and just kind of like how it's going to work on consoles and how different it's going to be. Compared to the mobile version. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll stay tuned on that. We also have Reanimal coming to Switch 2 February 13th. I don't really have any interest in this one.
Nope.
WWE 2K26 on March 13th. I love wrestling, but I've not really delved into the wrestling games. But the fact that you can play it on Switch 2 should be cool.
Yeah.
It'll be another place. So good stuff there. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, February 18th.
Not for me.
Not for me. Disney Dreamlight Valley Switch 2 Edition, March 25th. There's a lot of people who love this game.
A lot of people love that game.
I've not played it, but I think that a lot of people will enjoy it.
Yeah.
So have fun with that one.
Seems like a good fit for the console.
It does. It's kind of like, I think, getting the Animal Crossing Switch 2 Edition. Like, it's just kind of that step to allow people to get a better version of the game that they already love.
For sure.
Good stuff there. We have PGA Tour 2K26 on February 6th. Sports game. If you like them, it'll be there. Good stuff.
I'll wait for Mario Golf. Thank you.
Right. We'll get it one day. We already have tennis.
Yeah.
So it's got to happen at some point. Concept Begins, Switch 2 Edition on July 16th. I don't know much about this one.
Me neither.
All right. We'll just move on. Goat Simulator 3, April 1st. Kind of funny that it's coming on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, that is funny,
I just think that's kind of like a bit fitting.
It's a good fit.
I know a lot of people who love Goat Simulator, so glad it's coming. Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun for March 18th. I don't think I've even seen this one until it appeared at the Direct.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a trailer for this at some point, but
yeah, I don't think it was an announcement, but this one wasn't on my radar.
Yeah, it's a tactics game, so that's cool. I'm sure it'd be interesting. Might check it out. Being the
Good
diehard, tactics fan that I am.
Right. You are the tactics guy. You've been known to play a tactics game or two.
Just a few. Am I playing one now? No. But maybe later.
Yeah. All right. And so now we have another exciting one. Tales of Arise, Beyond the Dawn edition.
I love
May
Tales
22nd.
of Arise. I know some people don't like this game, but I love it so much. I love Tales of Arise so much.
Me too. And I played it at launch, which was like a few years
long
ago,
time
which
ago.
is crazy.
Yeah.
I never did play the expansion though.
Me neither.
Did you go back and play it?
I did not.
So it came out so late.
Yeah, it took years
after the main game.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I don't want to go back. Like, I'm gonna have to relearn everything and try to remember what happened. And so I think it's nice that like you can just get it all on the Switch too. So that's exciting. I might revisit it. I really enjoyed it. It was my first Tales experience.
Oh, really? That's
and
cool.
I still look back on it fondly. I love the art style. I love the combat, love the story and characters. So yeah, it was good. It might be a fun one to revisit when it arrives.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. And now we have Resident Evil Requiem, which got another trailer.
I thought this trailer was
27th.
I thought this trailer was so funny because they tried so hard not to show any violence in it.
Oh,
did you notice that?
I did.
So they were like missing shots intentionally. So like it would show like Leon like with a sniper rifle intentionally shooting way away from like the actual zombie. Or like when they were shooting like at the characters in the hallway, they were missing every time.
I also saw him with the chainsaw and he was like twirling it around, but he wasn't hitting anyone.
He wasn't hitting anything. And
That's
there were
right,
tons of enemies around him that he should have been hitting, but he wouldn't hit any of them. And then it would cut away before anything made contact with him. I just thought that was interesting. Nintendo is trying to get these games day and date on their console, but they're also trying to stay family friendly. That's right.
Yeah. And that is a unique kind of bridge that they have to, go back and forth on, I think, because they do have that perception of being a very like family friendly company. But like a lot of these third party games don't fit that mold.
Yeah, I know.
And so you have to, I'm sure navigating that has been interesting, and it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that, because like there's just a lot of games that might challenge them, like Cyberpunk, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Yeah. So yeah, that's an interesting point, and funny that they did that in the trailer.
Yeah, I kept thinking that when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Let's try it here.
Yeah. And then finally, we have this trio of games from Bethesda.
Yes.
That was announced at the end, and we saw Todd Howard.
Yep.
And it just works. We saw it just works, Todd Howard. So that was fun. We got Oblivion Remastered, Fallout 4, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which we knew that one was coming already. Yeah. But the two before were a nice surprise. So what did you think about that?
I like Bethesda games a lot. And Fallout 4 and Oblivion are a couple of my favorites.
Yes.
And I didn't get a chance to like finish Oblivion, the remaster.
Did you play the remaster?
I did. I played that on Game Pass on PC, I think, for a while.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But I feel like I play these more on Switch too. Just because like these are really hardcore exploration based RPGs you put hundreds of hours into if you want.
Oh yeah, they're time sinks for sure.
And Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which I haven't played all the DLC for Fallout 4 yet.
Okay.
Comes out really soon, February 24th. I'm gonna pick that up and I'm gonna play it. I've been meaning to go back to Fallout 4 for a long time.
Oh wow! So this is the perfect chance for you.
Yeah, I plan on picking that one up. I think that's a really cool announcement, and I'm excited for it. And Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I've never played it, and it's on cart, no key card,
which is amazing. Yeah. It's like the only game on cart that we got the entire direct, right?
I think Bethesda is like refusing to do game key cards. I don't think they're going to touch them because Oblivion and Fallout 4 really big downloads for those games for sure.
Yes.
They're going to be codes in boxes. So they could have gone the key card route for that.
But they didn't.
Yeah. And, they were up front. Like, this is a, key in a, like basically a game code in a box. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were honest and transparent about it, like right away.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is fully on cart, which I think is so cool. And I haven't played that game yet, and I do want to play it. So
yeah,
probably going to pick that up on the Switch too, to be honest. I mean, that is one of the more graphically intensive ones It's like, maybe I want to play that on the PS5, but the fact that it's not a game key card is maybe pushing me to make that purchase and have it in my collection. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and just support the fact that they did that. I think that makes a difference. I think this is cool. I had predicted, I did a video collab with Nimbus earlier
Shout
this
out
year.
to Nimbus, Upper Nimbus.
Shout out to Nimbus, where I talked about how I thought that there were going to be some like pretty big Western RPGs come to the Switch 2 this year. And Oblivion was one of the ones that I thought was coming. So it's cool to see that confirmed. I haven't played Oblivion since the OG
it's so good.
game. It's really good. And so I'd love to revisit it. And this might be a cool opportunity to I think it has a really good story, really good gameplay. And they did like do a lot to it. In the remaster. Like they really tried to modernize it for folks. So that's exciting. And then it's cool to see Fallout 4 and Indiana Jones as well. I just think that Nintendo's really getting these big publishers.
Yeah. I think that next year or two, we're going to see a lot of day stuff.
Yes. And we also know that like, because Bethesda is part of Microsoft, they're wanting to put their games everywhere.
Yep.
So they're going to continue to probably do this. And so, yeah, it's really cool to see. I mean, seeing Todd Howard in a Nintendo Direct, that was wild.
I know,
like,
right?
Things are changing. Like, it's just so interesting to see. So all in all, like a very like interesting Direct, even if it didn't have a ton of like new reveals, I think we learned a lot from it.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of third-party support, and that's great. That's a really great sign.
Mm-hmm. I think so. And I think it also goes to show that like, there's going to continue to be ports for a long time, and it'll be interesting to see how Nintendo balances that with their own new releases too, and how all that's kind of going to shake out as the console continues to keep going in its life cycle. So good stuff. Good stuff. Well, that pretty much wraps up all of the games. Did you have any other final thoughts, Slam, about the Direct or just what you thought about it?
No, I mean, I think we covered just about everything. I'm just looking forward to the main Nintendo Direct, because I still don't think like we have any idea what Nintendo is doing this year. And Nintendo, they're big, like with their first parties.
They've got stuff going on.
They have plenty of, studios working on big, major first party titles. It's just surprising we don't know what those are yet. So,
yeah, I think it's interesting. I think that, obviously we have Pokemon Presents or Pokemon Day coming up at the end of this month. So we're going to get some news there. I think that's where we're going to get the reveal for Gen 10. But we know that's probably going to be fall. But I do think that like this Direct, plus just the fact that we know there's a few first party things that need updates, and the fact that we don't know a lot of first party stuff at all, I really do think that like we're going to get another Direct in the spring, where it's going to be a more traditional, like, here's our first party stuff. And so hopefully we get, news on that at some point, but I can't help but think that's got to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially after what we saw today.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they pull off. I'm excited. The Switch 2 is it's getting a lot of support, and I'm so excited to see that, because like, it's just become my favorite way to play games right now.
Yeah.
So yeah. It'll be fun. So just to wrap it up, Slam, where can everyone find you?
Slam Zany on all the things, mainly YouTube. You can check out my recent Dragon Quest VII video, and then a review for Dragon Quest VII coming soon. Among a video as well that I'm working on currently to go over my Trails of Cold Steel 1 thoughts and completion, right? So I'm going to go fully into detail, probably a little spoilery about... You got to
really get those thoughts out there.
What I thought of the game and how I felt about how it started and how it ended up closing out. But yeah, look out for that as well.
Cool. Since Brandon was not able to rejoin, I do want to let you all know where to find him. You can find him as Retro Brandon on YouTube. and at Nova Brand on Twitter. He's been through a pretty busy time, so I think that he's kind of taken a break on content, but he will get back into it once things kind of like settle for him. Obviously, he's on a cruise right now, so he's taking a nice break, which is very much needed. So, Brandon, we're sorry that you left and we miss you, but that's where you can find him. And then I'm Mags, and you can find me at Avenger Mags on Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm also writing for Nintendo Force Magazine. We're working pretty diligently on our March and April issue. We're focusing on kind of the 3 big Capcom releases that are kind of really taking over this time of year. We've got Resident Evil in February, Monster Hunter Stories in March, and Pragmata in April.
Yeah.
So we're kind of focusing on this very like Capcom centered time.
That's cool.
For the Switch too. So that'll be a fun one, and look forward to showing that and debuting that when it's out. But that's all we've got. Thanks for listening. Let us know in the comments what you thought about this Nintendo Direct. What were the highlights for you? What did you wish that you could have seen that wasn't there? And what are you hoping to see from Nintendo in 2026? So we look forward to your thoughts on that. But with that, we hope that you have a great day or evening whenever you're listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you on the next one.
Bye.